Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I'm very proud about being here and bring you the news on marketplaces and to being here on the very first e-commerce Berlin Expo. So I would like to tell you something about marketplaces. The first thing when we are talking about marketplaces, everybody says, oh, it's Amazon and eBay. But it's not only Amazon and eBay, as you may know. So, who I am? I'm the president of German Federal Association of Online Trade. My name is Oliver Prothmann. I'm a former employee on Deutsche Telekom, Electronic Scout 24, so marketplaces, eBay and PayPal. And I'm doing my own business on marketplaces consultant for 7 years now. And for 3 years, I'm the president of the association. So we are more or less the visible voice for you as online sellers, especially here in Germany. But we also have an initiative, it's called Choice in E-Commerce. Sometimes you will see the logo in the presentation. Choice in E-Commerce is a European association or a European initiative, mostly against marketplaces bans. So maybe we could discuss this a little bit later. So what are we talking about? We're talking about e-commerce, online trade, and about online trade in Europe. And this is just one slide. As you may have seen, thousands of slides that e-commerce is still growing, and this is good, and this will go on. And but how do you can make your business, especially in Europe, on e-commerce? And so in our point of view, especially that we are as the association, our members, more or less all our members are marketplaces sellers. So they started their business on marketplaces, they grow their business on marketplaces, and they run especially their cross-border trade via marketplaces. So what are marketplaces? Marketplaces are platforms on the internet for sellers to offer products, and customers view these products and purchase. So this is more or less clear. But to see what's really the role of the marketplaces, we have on the one side we have the merchants, on the other side we have the consumers. And there are a lot of roles for marketplaces to manage. Most are the information, the communication, the tracks. But on the other side, there's also other points, like especially like the payments and the technology, or the law stuff, safety, and so on. But if you're working or if you're also selling on marketplaces, you may know this better than me. But what we did afterwards is to really go into the world of marketplaces and to identify the DNA of marketplaces, because marketplaces are not like marketplaces. So especially if you have to if you compare Amazon and eBay, they are both marketplaces, but of course they are very different. So we started to identify the DNA, and it will start at the core. So, for example, we have at the core merchant-based as Amazon or Zalando or Otto. We have neutral ones at eBay, Allegro, or we have service-based. It's more or less new marketplaces. They are more started like for example, local commerce. So they are more a special service and what the core of the marketplace. Then if you want to register on the marketplaces, we have closed one and open one. Open ones are Amazon and eBay, and closed one are for example, Zalando, where you have to get in contact with them, and they decide if you can sell on the marketplace or not. So the type of the sellers, of course, there are marketplaces just as a C2C business. So just privates are on these marketplaces, but there are other marketplaces like B2B. So we have the difference between business and private sellers. Regions, okay, local, national, international. Types, when we talk about marketplaces, normally the most important things are the transaction, that there's a transaction on the marketplaces. but also for us, marketplaces like auction and classifieds are also very relevant, and I come to this, especially to the classifieds, a little bit later. Categories, so are they horizontal or vertical? There are a lot of marketplaces in Europe who just for watches, who just for hunting and weapons, just for fashion or shoes or something like that. But on the other side, of course, there are a lot of marketplaces like Amazon, Allegro, and eBay who are horizontally about all categories. Listing, this is really an interesting one, and it's coming up in the last years because of the why is Amazon doing so well and much better than eBay today? Because Amazon is catalog based and eBay is just listing or article based. And now regarding all the SEO searching algorithm and all this stuff, so with the catalog based will be much more successful than just article or listing based. And of course, at the end, if you can buy there or sell their new items or used items, or for example, there are some marketplaces who are specialized on the handcrafted items. So this is more or less the DNA we could find on all the marketplaces. And what's very important now is that you match your business with this DNA, because as the marketplaces have a DNA, you also have a DNA. So what's your business for? What are you doing? What are best? What articles are you selling? And then please match it with this. And then you have to find out, okay, if the marketplaces as well as you we selling handcrafted, or is your business more local or international or something like that? So it's up to you to match your DNA with the DNA of the marketplace. So what we find out is that there are more than 330 marketplaces in Europe. We did this. So in last year, the EU Commission came to us and asked us if we have a list of marketplaces, because we are in a close relationship with the EU Commission, and especially with the DG Competition, and they started the sector inquiry last year, and they asked us if we have a list of marketplaces. And of course we say it, as lobbyists and associations are, of course we have it. But and then I searched a little bit, but there was no list anywhere about marketplaces, so we start to make our own one. And now we have this map, and it really shows that marketplaces is not just a topic in Germany or in one country, it's all over Europe, and there are a lot of marketplaces still running there, and they're coming more and more and more. What we see right now is that the way Amazon started is more or less the way a lot of companies would like to copy. For example, Zalando started as a merchant, and now they can see that they have a lot of traffic on the platform, but they do not have enough products. So, and that's the same like Amazon started. Amazon started as a book seller, and then they saw, okay, there's so much traffic on my platform, what to do with all this traffic? Because they are not all buying books, so they started to integrate new sellers with more books than they have. Then they started with new categories, for example, with electronics. And first, before they started to sell their own electronics, they just integrated sellers and to find out if electronics works on the platform or not. And this is the same others doing as well right now. So we will have more marketplaces in the future than we have today. So what does it mean in all the countries? In Germany, we are really familiar with the marketplaces topic. So there are more than 60, but also in France there are 30, and all the countries. You can see here that there are more than 10 marketplaces just in one country, and this really shows how important marketplaces are for e-commerce. And if I will present it next year, I'm sure that the numbers are increasing. So what does this mean? As I explained about the horizontal and the vertical marketplaces, here you can see the special interests, so the verticals, that there are 41 the fashion-based marketplaces, or about machinery, so it's more B2B, or for example, there are 12 marketplaces all over Europe, just focused on wine. That of course means there's one or two companies, but they have subsidiaries in different countries, but we also have something for weapons and books were just specialized on this. Then we also looked at who's the owner of all the marketplaces, and so we find out that at the first place is Mascus. Mascus is one who is doing marketplaces all over Europe, but then it's eBay. So, and what you cannot find here is Amazon. Amazon will be the next one with 10 marketplaces. So there are also a lot of other players in the market than only eBay and Amazon. Of course, you would like to know the top list. Here we can see the top list of top 1 until 25. Afterwards, we will see the top 50. What you can see here is our ranking, what we also integrated to our analysis. And if you can see the colors a little bit, so there's green means that there's going one or more position up, and red is downsize, and gray is stable, and white, for example, at 18 is new on the list. So what we can see here, and this is also I would like you to do for us. If you know marketplaces we don't have on our list, please come to our stand, our booth. It's right, it's upside on the right side directly, and give us the names that we can integrate them. Have a look on this map. For me, very interesting was number 5, that Allegro, from Poland, is so big on traffic that they are still on number 5. So Allegro is still in Poland, and I was really excited about this. So, and it's stable there for the last more or less half year. So it's not just one shot. So they're doing really a good business. And I just can say, especially for German sellers or other East European companies, have a look on Allegro. There's really a lot of traffic. And on the other side, as you can see on point number 6 or rank 6, Le Bon Coin. Le Bon Coin is classified as the first classified. This was when I remember my time at eBay. So 12 years ago or 10 years ago, this was really a bad guy for eBay, because they came up in France very fast on the classifieds, and eBay was really not afraid about this. So, and they killed really the French business for eBay. So they're doing a really good job in France. And if you see Le Bon Coin as an enterprise, you can see it on other countries as well. So they are really a big company on the traffic. And this is a point regarding classifieds. If we are talking about marketplaces, most of the time we are talking about transaction, and your processes are more or less fixed on transaction. And but in my point of view, I think it's very good to have a look on classifieds. So, of course, in classifieds, you cannot do the transaction directly on the platform. So if you have a good customer service, if this customer service is able to make transaction deals per phone or via email or something like that, please have a look on classifieds, because there's really a huge traffic on them. And if persons are looking for new home stuff or tools or something like that on the used base, why it's not good to present them at the same page your new items, and maybe they will buy it there. Most of the time, there's no fee to list there. So, in my point of view, I would have a look on the classifieds in the countries where you are still reselling. So the other point is that we can see here, of course, on the one hand, who are the main countries of e-commerce. What we also can see that regarding Poland, Romania, Turkey, that also the eastern countries really have a lot of traffic on the e-commerce websites. So here you can also see the next ones until 50. So what we have upstairs is a map, so you can get it for free. So that you can get the poster of EV for free upstairs at our booth. So just next to the entrance on the right side, you can get it. So, and might be interesting, as we are here in Germany, and maybe you are interested in starting your business in Germany, and to decide, okay, which marketplaces you would like to work with. In Germany, Amazon and eBay are the biggest one. With the next two also eBay Kleinanzeigen is the classifieds platform of eBay mobile.de or mobile.de, how we call it here in Germany, is for automotive. And the next one is Otto. Otto is also marketplaces right now, but it's a closed one. So you have to find somebody there that you can register there and then sell via Otto. And all the other marketplaces, for example, Check24, it's very interesting. It's more or less new that they also have transaction on the platform. So there's also a new trend we can see on the price comparison sites, that price comparison sites now moving to marketplaces, because you can do the transaction directly on the price comparison sites. So we can see it in Germany via idealo.de, the more or less biggest price comparison sites. You can do the transaction directly there. And on Check24, there's more or less the same for electronics. And so they're very interested. Davander is more focused on handcrafts, and Kleiderkreisel is a fashion but it's more C2C. eGun is a weapon-based, hunter-based marketplace. But if you are selling goods for fishing, they also have categories for fishing. So, of course, to sell weapons, it's not so usual, but if you are selling kinds of fishing, maybe have a look on eGun. It looks like that they have also very interesting customers on the platform. Then every time I was asked, so what about Amazon and eBay, and what are the next? So there's also the discussion, who's next after these big transaction marketplaces? Is it All You Need, the former Mindpaket? Is it Hitmeister? Is it Rakuten? At our ranking, Rakuten is still before Hitmeister, but we will see next year. I would say that Hitmeister is in front of Rakuten. And all you need, and Hood is still on the top 20 in Germany. So I'm not clear with the time because we didn't start it. We're a little bit over time. Okay. So what we also did is regarding the USPs, we the top 10 USPs of marketplaces. If you like, we can discuss it at our stand. Last but not least, there's one point. If you're doing your business on marketplaces, one tip is, what is the most important thing for your business on marketplaces? The most important thing. It's not the price, it's your article name. So your focus has to be, and it's for all of the marketplaces, you have to focus on your name of your article, of your product. And this is the first point, because this is the way how the consumers find you. So this is just by the way, we are also giving some excellence workshops on this, but the most important thing is the article name. And the other thing is, what is your risk on selling on marketplaces? Very often I can hear, I'm just selling on Amazon. I say, okay, fine, you can focus on this, but this means, on the other hand, there's a huge risk. And I don't know, I may ask, so how many we Amazon sellers here in the room were still frozen their account on Amazon for a day or for 2 or for something like that? They really have the power to shut down your account on any reasons, and then your business is dead. So your main risk is that to sell just by one marketplaces, please be aware of this. So you have to start other marketplaces, you have to start your online shop, and because as we can see here, we from Rakuten, that they are also closed marketplaces. And if you were focused on these marketplaces and they're just closed, your business is closed as well. So this is the last 2 tips I can give. I'm running more or less out of time, but we have some time for questions if they are, and you can find us at our stand one floor above.
Thank you very much, Oliver. So now we have some time for a Q&A. So are there any questions from you guys in the audience? Okay. If you could be just so kind to introduce yourself briefly, who you are, where you're coming from.
Hi, I'm Guido Wolf. I am representing a new marketplace in the Baltics. We're a vendor-based marketplace from online building materials store. I have a question on your categorization for marketplaces. You have mobile.de and Autoscout. Can you hear me?
It's a little bit.
Okay. You have these automobile listings as a marketplace. You have to pick up your goods because they don't get shipped. You don't even have transactions on the site. I mean, for me, that's a traditional listing place. Do you subsume now any traditional listing place as a marketplace? Or what is your definition of a marketplace?
The definition of marketplaces is that there's a seller offering products. A business seller or a private seller, more or less a business seller. So all the classifieds and automotive platforms, or most of them, they are classifieds. There are business sellers offering their products. And I'm with you that marketplaces, mostly we understand that there's a transaction directly on the marketplace, but in my point of view right now, it's also interesting for merchants to have a look on classifieds, because there's a huge traffic on it. And the buyers on these platforms may also buy your new goods by calling you or sending you an email or something like that. So we mixed it both, and so this is also the reason why we also said that the type of the marketplace is transaction order classified.
Okay, thank you. We have a few more questions.
Hi, my name is Jasmine. About this list of all the marketplaces in Europe, I don't see Craigslist, Gumtree, and as far as I know, these are all bigger than, for example, eBay.co.uk. Where are these marketplaces on the list, and how was, yeah?
Maybe on the one hand that we are missing some. We, for example, we at the newest version, we added bol.com, BOL.com, really a huge one, we from Netherlands, so we just missed this. So there might be some that we are missing, but on the other side, of course, there are a lot of big ones who are in the States, big ones, but who are not really big ones in Europe. So if you have more of them, I would love to hear them, and I will check if they really have a relevance in Europe.
Well, yeah, they're bigger and just as old as eBay and bigger, so I was kind of...
Okay, I will check, no problem.
Okay, are there any more questions? Any? I don't see any raising hands. You have no questions. I can't believe it. Okay, so thank you very much again to you, Oliver, for the presentation.
Thank you, Raphael.